Hi, friends. I want to share with you today a little about my experience uh, as a TEF parent. So, EATEF, you heard me say that many times and read on my posts. It stands for esophageal atresia and tracheoesophageal fistula, uh, which is a rare birth defect that affects over 1 in 4,500 babies every year worldwide. Okay, so January is TEATEF Awareness Month, and so happens to be also Sophia's, my daughter, birth month, who, as you know, was born with EATEF. So this month I've been sharing a little bit about this condition and also our experience. And so I'm here today in a video to talk with you about it. And I hope you can just learn something about this rare birth defect. Is devastated for families all over the world, and hopefully you feel inspired to share with your friends and family as well. So basically, esophageal atresia, tracheoesophageal fistula is a birth defect where the esophagus does not form properly. Okay, so it makes it impossible for a child to feed by mouth. Esophageal atresia is the part where the esophagus ends in a pouch, and the fistula, the tracheoesophageal fistula, is the secondary part of the esophagus that comes and attaches to the trachea, um, forming a fistula. So therefore, there are also a lot of respiratory issues that goes along with that, and the babies that are born with this, they are at risk of any respiratory distress from the moment they are born, and they're rushed out into the NICU and have like invasive procedures and tests done, so to make sure they thrive and stay alive. So it's very scary to think about this little baby that uh, is struggling to breathe from the moment they are born, apparently perfect, but and they cannot nurse, they cannot eat. So anyways, there are various types of tracheoesophageal fistula. Sophie was born with a type C, which is the upper part of the esophagus. Like I said, it forms an atresia and a little pouch, and the lower part of the esophagus was attached to the trachea. So the trachea becomes compromised as well, because by the moment they repair the esophagus, the trachea, which is a major component, a major organ, if you may, in breathing and in and that's the respiratory system. Sorry, the trachea becomes deformed too. It does not form properly with the rings that is supposed to help the person breathe and expel and cough and all those things. And even the voice is compromised because it's right there by the larynx and the vocal cords. So this is the thing with TEF. Not one single case is like the next one. Every TEF baby comes to this world with their own set of issues, okay, whether it's respiratory, whether it's multiple other abnormalities, but it's just a very unique case, one baby to another. So that makes it super difficult first to treat, or to even for surgery. Thank goodness nowadays surgery in this country is just is an outstanding I said that we have, and people come from all over the world to have surgery, TF surgeries here, but it's very difficult even for surgeons to tell what the other problems, the current of surgery that will happen with that baby. Prognosis is really difficult. It's not something, um, you know, easy to make because each case is one case. So one person with the same type as Sophia has, the type C, may develop many respiratory problems like my daughter has, but some of them they have type C and never had pneumonia or never had any blue spells. So it's just very difficult. So that adds to the stress of the parents because I remember coming out of the hospital with Sophia after being there for 37 days after she was born and really lost and not knowing what was going to happen to my child, not knowing what was the next thing that I needed to worry about. I just knew that I should call 911 if she would have a blue spell, and then I had also a list of specialists that I need to call to make appointments so they could assess as she grew, and if she would need speech therapy or occupational therapist, if she needed more surgeries, and if she had a syndrome of any kind. So it's just really hard. And to this day, I mean, she's 9 and doing wonderful, but again, she just had a cold, a cold that every kid has at her age, but she struggles with her asthma, she struggles with her trachea. She can cough out. She cannot cough like other kids can because her trachea is not normal. So, so it's just really tough, to not know, not to have a definite answer of like how is my daughter's health is going to be in the next 10 years. Will she need more surgeries? Will she have more issues swallowing? There was an issue we had with Sophia for 4 years straight. She had a total of 12 surgeries. And many of those, I think 7 of those, was to dilate her esophagus because she would choke very easily. So it's just really hard to even to prevent anything from happening because you don't know what can happen. It's the spare of the moment thing. Anyways, so some of those babies, like Sophia, they come with, like I mentioned, with other abnormalities. So Sophia came with a set of them. She had a lateral cleft lip, another very rare kind of birth defect. She had a branchial cyst in her neck that needed to be removed. She had a duplicated thumb. She had a lot of little things going on that mostly were corrected with cosmetic and reconstructive surgery. But again, it's just how these babies are when they, this set of birth defects is just massive and crazy. And these poor kids, they go through a lot from day one. But they're fighters. They're fighters, and Sophia, she is my life. She is a God sent gift into my life, and what gives me purpose every day to be a better person, a better mom, a better wife, and a better woman of God. And because she teaches me so much about being persistent, of not giving up, and being determined and fighting for what you want and never giving up. So these babies are fighters. So I want you this month just to think about this amazing miracle. There are the TEF babies that are all over the world. I have met so many good friends and some great babies that are fighters, and they are here to teach us all a lesson. So I want you to think about them. I want you to think about their families. the families that are on my where I was 9 years ago, not knowing what to do, not knowing what to expect. I want you to think about them. I want you to share this with your family and friends. And I want you to pray that we find answer. We don't know to this day what causes TEF. There is no evidence if it's a proven genetic condition or that happens during gestation. I want you to pray for us to find the cause so we can treat these babies better and give them a better chance of life. I want you to pray for the families and pray for us. And I thank you for your time and for your support, and spread the word.